Tarvis! Good man.
At last.
Actually, I forgot I didn't
Did you
like
see
you.
what's happening outside? Red Mountain rumbles louder and more frequently.
Does it?
The sky grows dark.
Does
and
it?
worst of all, the people are beginning to notice. Soon I'll have to muster the Ordinators to keep them from the palace doors.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happens when the big volcano threatens to erupt. Is that the emergency? The people want to see Lord Vivec?
In part. Lord Vivec is not well.
Oh, is he losing that much
I
power?
won't allow his followers to see him in this state. He continues to lose energy, and it's becoming difficult for him to maintain the realm in his usual
Damn,
fashion.
that's fast.
What did your investigation?
I mean, I know I side quested like hell, but it wasn't gone that long. I investigated the 3 locations. Here's what I learned.
I'll review these documents and present your findings to Lord Vivec. I was against bringing you into this investigation, but I was wrong. Thank you for aiding us.
Thank you for admitting it.
You should go see Lord Vivec now. He's been asking about you. I'll be along
God, it
shortly.
sounds like he's on his deathbed. He's been asking for me. You're just going to read the notes? I thought we could discuss what I learned.
Very well. Tell me what you learned at each of the locations, and let's see what conclusions we can come to.
Well, Barrelzar told me about Sothis' experiments with divine energy. He gave me his notes.
Barrelzar faithfully served Sothis. He's as loyal to the tribunal as I am. He would never intentionally harm Lord Vivec. But that tool...
The tool could have gotten into the wrong hands, no?
Perhaps one of the priests Vivec sent away could search the temple archives for more information.
Vivec sent away all his priests? Oh, because he doesn't want anyone to see him in that state.
Lord Vivec
Yes,
doesn't want
yes,
his
yes.
followers to see him in such a weakened state. Only you, Canon Levuel, and myself are permitted into his palace now.
Damn.
Speaking of the palace,
There's not many of us.
Lord Vivec wants to see you when we're done here.
An Ashlander named Chodala has been inciting the tribes. I hope we get to finish this plot line, because I really want to find out what happens to Chodala. Or his sister, for that
Someone
matter.
not say. And this Saren assisted you.
Saren, that's the one.
Interesting. Most Ashlanders want nothing to do with the tribunal. Even so, they rarely become aggressive. I'd say this Chodala bears watching.
Very much so.
If we can spare it, I'll send an armiger to
Why can't
order.
I just go? Chodala's newfound power might have something to do with Vivec's problem.
Interesting.
Or we could get the
theory.
stick for Vivec.
Perhaps Chodala's staff can steal Vivec's energy. I have a hard time imagining how an Ashlander could accomplish such a feat.
Don't be so derogatory.
Lord Vivec said the draining has grown more intense since you left. It doesn't look well.
Cultists took over the mine outside Balmora.
From what you discovered, I dare say there may be a correlation between the narcotic relic and the tool Barrelzar mentioned. And it seems the Ashlander thieves are connected to Chodala. Your evidence points to a clear conclusion.
Okay, so... Oh, tool! So what if the staff is the tool? Yeah, so Chodala is using Sunara to steal Vivec's divine energy.
So it appears. Lord Vivec's doing his best not to complain, but I can see how much the draining of his energy has cost him. Just seeing you again should improve his mood considerably.
His mood, but perhaps
the
not his
progress you
energy.
made with your investigations, outstanding.
Well, I like to accomplish my tasks. Okay, Vivec, you say. I can go see him. I'm sure he's probably still going to be floating above his pedestal. Looking all shiny and metallic with his two-tone skin. Just the huge, I am sure.
I demand you make way and let me see Lord Vivec.
Who's this?
Lord Vivec isn't receiving visitors today.
Randoms. Baladris Dren and Dilvin Andrani. Sucks for you lot. Hee I get to go in, rub it in your faces. Okay, and that's a random adventure. Oh, he's not floating.
Lord, please, let me send for aid. Perhaps one of the
No.
healers can help you.
Oh, I doubt that very much.
Is best tolerated in private, as I have written in the 37th ballad.
I do think he's quite
Must be
right.
something I can do.
You can call the Archcanon. He should hear the news our friend brings us.
I already chatted to him, but sure.
The river drains into the sea, as my divinity flows out of me. Need some work.
I would have said divinity flows
As you
from
can
me
see,
for the extra alliteration, but hey.
Continue to lose energy, and it has made me somewhat agitated. Have you made any progress toward discovering the source of my discomfort?
Indeed I have, sir. I think that an Ashlander named Chodala might be responsible for your condition.
An Ashlander? That seems unlikely.
Why does everybody keep
but
saying
I trust
that?
your instincts.
Anything
I need
is
to find out
possible
more
if we
about
just
this
believe.
Chodala and the ancient enemy that aids him. Take this. Another token of my appreciation. And look, here comes the Archcanon now.
Thank you.
My lord, the Outlander may have
Completed
actually discovered
divine
something.
inquiries.
After further examination of the documents you brought back, I have to agree with your assessment. The Ashlander Chodala has somehow siphoned divine energy away from Lord Vivec.
But why is it just Vivec? Why isn't it taking power from Sorcil and shoot, Armalexia? Whatever her name was. Why
Not
just
exactly.
him?
But now that we know that the affliction isn't natural, we can work toward a solution. One that probably involves
One that
Chodala's
probably
staff.
involves a battle with the
How the
Ashlanders.
Ashlander got his hands on Sothasil's
Or the
tool
Exiles at the very
and
least.
turned it into a weapon is beyond me, though.
You want me to acquire the staff called Sunara?
Eventually, but we need to be cautious.
No shit.
If Chodala is as respected as you say, attacking him would start a war we can't afford to partake in.
Like I said.
Go to Aldrin and talk to his sister, Saren. I don't trust her either, but she worked with you before.
I mean, if the choice is between Saren and Chodala, I definitely trust Saren a little bit more. Started Divine Delusions. Okay, well, we just acquired some stuff. Buoyant Armage's Brogans. What the frig is a Brogan? Oh my god, really? I've been using 927 armor boots? Oh, it's heavy. It looks like we're really going the heavy route. Yes. Marcus junk. Okay. We good? We good. Although I'm curious, what do I look like at this point? If I take off my costume. Okay. I mean, this shit's just floating in the air, which looks kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. But the pauldrons look really cool with my facial features and the braid thing I've got going along the top there. This all still looks somewhat the same with its heinous green. So we'll put the Scarlet Judge's regalia back on and head on out. So this requires that I head back to... where exactly? I'm sorry, what? Where is my mission? That way. Why is it that way? Am I just blind? All the way over there? Didn't we find her somewhere here? Oh no, we did. No, okay, no. We definitely found her over there. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do a really boring trip up through here to grab all my my tomb rubbings, and then I'll go up there. I'm going to do that off camera because I know it's as boring as fucking back shit for everybody to watch. So I'm gonna do it where you guys do not have to watch, which means it's just boring for me and not for you. Yay! How much does it cost to fast travel? I can't afford that. I guess I'm going on foot. On my path to grabbing all the tomb rubbings, trying to think of the word there, along this west coast, totally west coast, I discovered a few things. So I discovered that one, I completely forgot that I meant to start doing some of the mage quests, because I'm pretty sure there was a dude back in the mage guild that could give me a quest. So that's something I meant to do along the way. So I'm just at Balmora now. I think there was a guild here. No, there's just a fighters guild. Drat. Okay, I might have to go back to Vivec at some point. I mean, obviously I have to go back at some point. And grab some quests. However, what I also discovered is that in trying to get to this ancestral tomb, it's actually part of this Kadunat, I don't remember the correct name. The mine. There's a massive mine here, and it is inside there. I think. It looked like it. I went all the way along here. There didn't seem to be any other way to access inside other than the front gate, and it is locked. So I okay, how the fuck do I get in here? So I googled it, and there's only one way to get the key to access this mine, and it is to complete a quest line, yeah, whatever you want to call it, from Balmora. So I'm not quite sure where in Balmora this dude is that I need to get the quest from. So I guess I figure I'm just going to do every quest inside Balmora. I was originally, when I started this game, planning on just doing the main plot, but the more I play of this game, the more intrigued I get with all these smaller quest lines and stuff. So for now, I will do all of that and get access to this mine and get that sorted. Another thing I have realized is that when you hit P for Party Finder and Group Finder and stuff, there's a zone guide. It kind of gives you a suggestion of the things you could do. So like, this is the Ancestral Tombey thingy. It doesn't actually cross off the ones you have, which is kind of annoying, but it does technically list all of the 30 Ancestral Tombs that you have to visit in Vardenfell to complete this quest. This one's just, hey, do 32 quests, which is easy enough to do. But then there's this one, the Strider one. You have to visit the Silt Strider caravanners at each of the stations in Vardenfell. On my way to grab all these Ancestral Tomb rubbings, I visited Balmora, which is where I am now. I visited Cedar Neen. From Cedar Neen, I used the Silt Strider to travel to Saran and back to get the Saran one checked off. I can technically do the same with Morag Tong, but I'm holding off on that just because I'm going to do the same thing I'm doing Balmora. I've realized that I've completely avoided this particular city / town, and it's also showing that it's black, which means I haven't been in there. I haven't completed whatever I need to complete in there. So, I mean, the same is said for Balmora. So I'm going to do Balmora, get this sorted. We may as well do the main mission while we're here. Go back by Vivec City, grab the Mages Guild, Fighters Guild if there is one, plots, and sort that shit out. And then we'll head over to Morag Tong. That is the plan. I don't know that it's a good plan. I don't know that I'm going to stick to that plan because, let's face it, I have all the attention span of a butterfly. But we're going... I still don't know why that keeps turning up. But we're going to do it nonetheless. I don't think this is the dude I need to talk to. In fact, I'm fairly positive this is not the dude I need to chat to get this quest done.
Outside the house,
but he is here.
Vea.
Maybe this is actually. Vea rings a bell with this quest line. Sergeant Faldrus.
You look like the traveling sort.
I am indeed.
In your excursions, have you perchance come upon a young dark elf named Vea?
I don't.
She went missing a couple of weeks ago, and her father desperately seeks any information regarding her whereabouts.
I don't think I've seen anyone named Vea.
That's a shame.
Yes, this is it.
Eris,
or the precursor to it.
Here in Balmora,
as I said, it's a chain.
Promises
it's a quest
that
chain.
anyone who can find his daughter and return her safely to his side will be well rewarded.
Well, I mean, did she voluntarily leave, or was she kidnapped? Was she manipulated into leaving? What's the situation here? Because I don't want to force her to return if she left of her own volition. But hey, can you provide me with some more information?
You should speak to Councillor Eris.
Oh, you believe?
He's
I better believe I will.
The Kin House to interview potential recruits.
The Kin House.
Freelancers,
okay.
as it were.
Don't spit that word out like it's an evil word.
The longer Vea remains missing, the more distressed Councillor Eris becomes.
I understand. I'm going to turn my volume up because you sound really quiet. I'll speak to Councillor Eris.
Councillor Eris can be found
sound really
at
loud.
the Redoran Kin House. And
Redoran Kin House.
He's ever so troubled by our failure to locate young Vea.
Young Vea? How old is Vea?
If he finds that an outsider can succeed where the house guard has failed, so be it.
Isn't it better just that his child is returned? Does it matter who finds them? You don't seem to like the idea of the Councillor seeking help in this matter.
I have no issue with Councillor Eris seeking help. It's where he's decided to get that help that concerns me. House Redoran doesn't need outsiders to take care of its business.
Clearly it does.
But who am I to question a house council?
I mean, the end justifies the means? That's a terrible argument to use in many cases, but in this particular case, I would think that the outcome is more important than house pride. But whatever. Tell me about House Redoran.
Fair. How can anyone not know about House Redoran?
Do I look Dunmar to you?
Is this some sort of outlander ruse?
No ruse. I just want to know about House Redoran.
Well, in that case...
Ow, crack. I keep cracking my elbow.
Redoran is the grandest of the great Dunmer houses.
technically,
the virtues
or is that
of
personal
duty
opinion?
and piety, and we have a proud military tradition. Our house comes first in all things. I don't understand why Eris seeks outside help.
Will you still stick to your house pride when it turns out that Vea ends up dead in some corner because you couldn't find the child in time? But will you just sleep at night okay because you stuck to your pride? Tell me what happened to Vea.
If I knew what happened to the Councillor's daughter, I wouldn't be talking to you now, would I? As far as
got
I
a
can
point.
tell, she left of her own accord.
Ha! Told ya.
There wasn't any foul play involved that we're aware of. Beyond that, you'd have to ask the Councillor.
Knew it. Who's Councillor Eris?
Councillor Eris Relith oversees Redoran operations in Balmora and the surrounding countryside. He's very influential, very powerful.
If you say so, I'll take your word for it.
The Councillor doesn't allow his passions to get the better of him. But Vea is his daughter, after all.
You call caring for his daughter letting his passions get the better of him? What funny notions you lot have. Talk to Councillor Eris. Is this your fine establishment over here, sir? Near the Fighters Guild. Hi, Terrari Redoran. Here we go. The Redoran Kin House. Hi, person with no name. No, you do have a name. Idros Beraloth. Sorry, I just thought I could talk to them, but alas, I cannot. And Leristaren. I can't steal. Can't steal. Stealing is bad. Bad Mish. Bad Mish. I mean, I don't mind the place you've got. Nice pictures. It's a little empty. Honourable Writs of Execution. Oh boy. Councillor Eris Redoran. As you requested, I prepared this primer due to recent events involving the ancient guild of assassins known as the Morag Tong. You want to know everything available about the guild and its members in order to make informed decisions concerning how to respond to the current activities aimed at our great house. The guild personifies the darker aspects of Dharma life, celebrating murder and the name of Memphala. Surprisingly, the group was created to curb violence and prevent the always contentious house politics of Morrowind from escalating into full-scale war. Since such a war is yet to erupt, I suppose you could say that the Morag Tong has thus far been a successful experiment. Just because something happens doesn't necessarily mean it was at the actions of another. Just saying. The Morrowind government sanctioned the Morag Tong long ago during the First Era, and to this day they continue to perform tacitly legal assassinations, utilising a system of contracts known as Honourable Writs of Execution under the established laws. No member of the Morag Tong can... full stop. Under the established laws, no member of the Morag Tong can perform an execution without a writ detailing the exact target and purpose for the sanctioned murder. Maintaining an air of impartiality in regards to the house politics, the Morag Tong carries itself with all the weight of a cherished and ancient institution. Wait, was Nayu part of the Morag Tong, now that I think about it? I know we encountered them down in a mine or something earlier, but this sounds awfully like a group that Nayu belongs to. That was her name, wasn't it? Members never act on their own accord and cannot take on missions of their own choosing. Instead, petitions for services are sent to the Guild's Grandmaster for examination and consideration. If the petition is accepted, an honourable writ of execution is prepared and awarded to a Morag Tong member. From that point on, the contract's target is dead and just doesn't know it. Not before long, the assassin makes contact and completes the deadly transaction. Unlike other killers, or even those crazed fanatics that belong to the Dark Brotherhood. Oh, crazed fanatics, I love it. The Morag Tong assassins admit to their acts and proudly brandish their honourable writs of execution after each kill. These writs pardon a Tong member of any legal entanglements that may occur in the administration of the associated contract. Holy shit, this letter is long. Indeed, by law, a Tong executioner must step forward and proclaim that a kill was performed legally into the letter of the contract, thus absolving him or herself and averting any subsequent ramifications related to the act. The Tong claims to provide no safe harbour for criminals, so any member that does not comply comes under investigation and internal punishment. The origins of the Morag Tong remains shrouded in legend and conjecture. All I have been able to ascertain for sure is that the group emerged during the bloody house conflicts of early Morrowind, establishing the rich system and rising to prominence by the end of the First Era. The guild reached the height of its power about 250 years ago, operating openly across Tamriel and attaining a reputation as unparalleled, reasonable, and honourable killers. The group became too sure of itself, too confident of its position. After a number of high-profile assassinations of monarchs, holy shit, I refuse to read all of this, and our Dren, House Veteran Master of Records. Sheesh, that's gonna hurt my throat. Anyway, Councillor Eris, do tell.
Yes? Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Sergeant Valger sent me. He said you needed help finding your daughter.
My daughter has been gone too long and the house guard can't seem to find a wall in the corner. But why should I trust you with this task? Tell me, Outlander, how can you succeed when my forces continue to fail time and time again?
It seems your daughter knows your people and their tactics. She doesn't know me.
An interesting insight.
I thought so.
Perhaps you can find my daughter. Vea can handle herself, but the father worries, you understand? Anyway, I agree with your assessment. That's why I'm willing to bring in outside help on this.
So, tell me what happened. I understand she left voluntarily?
Vea fled after a family
I had a feeling that'd be the case.
disagreement.
Was it an arranged marriage, perhaps?
She's run away before, but I'm concerned that she might have something more permanent in mind this
How
time.
old is she?
And more dangerous. Vea
It
knows
seems-
how to evade the house guard. But as you said, she doesn't know you.
It seems she's old enough to be taking care of herself, so perhaps she should be okay having run away. But anyway, I will attempt to find your daughter. Can you
Captain
offer any more
Briven
information?
oversees the house's attempt to locate my daughter. You
Briven.
should speak to him and see what his investigation has already turned up.
And where is he?
He's probably patrolling the town square at this time of day. Briven's soldiers have been trying to get information out of Vea's friends. But those young men and women are almost as good at avoiding the house guard as my daughter.
Gee, I wonder why. You mentioned a family disagreement?
That is a private matter.
Uh-huh.
If your investigation proves fruitful, and such matters become relevant, we can discuss the particulars then. But not before.
Maybe your wife would be willing to discuss that with me. Threaten him, why not?
Like my daughter, my wife has a mind of her own. What the two of you discuss is your own affair.
Nice enough.
Just understand that I haven't employed you to solve my family's problems. I only need you to find my daughter.
So what happens if I find her and bring her back and the same shit happens again because you haven't seen fit to involve me in your family problems and solve the crux of the issue? Whatever, your funeral. You mentioned Vea might be involved in something dangerous. Why would you think such a thing?
Vea has always been fascinated by the Morag Tong.
Oh.
Even admired one of their agents when she was growing up. It's possible she sought refuge with this agent, or even decided to join the organization.
Oh.
Though I hope I am wrong about that.
Now that's getting fascinating. Tell me more about the Morag Tong, even though I totally just read 3/4 of a letter about
The
them.
Morag Tong? They're an ancient guild of assassins sanctioned by the tribunal to carry out honorable writs of execution. Ostensibly, they're supposed to keep the houses from resorting to all-out war. But I still find the practice barbaric.
I somewhat agree. And the agent that Vea admires?
Someone of no consequence, and not at all important to accomplishing your mission.
Unless it is
Besides,
because
you
she's
don't
with
find
them.
Morag Tong agents.
Just think about
they
that.
find
Oh,
you.
okay, well that's a fair point.
Just pray it's not because your name wound up on one of their writs. That is a death sentence.
Goodbye. Ugh, I can't stop yawning. Let's go with that. Okay, so I need to talk to Captain Briven. Briven? Briven just doesn't seem right with the spelling. But nonetheless, I will go see this man in question. God, I took a long way around that room. Whereabouts is he? Sick roll. I don't care if he took damage. Oh, was he with the sergeant? Negative.
Not now, Outlander. If you need some sort of assistance, go find one of the house guard.
Travis Willingham, is that you? Councillor Eris sent me to ask about the investigation to find his daughter.
You must be one of the freelancers the Councillor employed to supplement the duties of the House Guard. Very well. I'll tell you what I know. Vea ran away. Again. I hope you can succeed when my troops have failed. If anything happens to Vea...
Sounds like you have a personal stake in this.
I've known the Relith family since I was a child. Vea is like a sister to me, and I'll do everything in my power to get her home safe and sound. Even trust an outlander. We think her friends may know where she is, but they keep eluding us.
Maybe her friends will be less suspicious if I approach them.
Perhaps. As long as you don't get too close. They've been running notes of late. I think it has something to do with Vea, but the runners keep evading my guards. Look for a group meeting on the other side of town, and see if you can follow the note.
I'll see what I can do.
When you find Vea's friends, remember to keep your distance. You just want to spot the note carrier and follow him to whoever's receiving these messages. That's the key to locating Vea. If you can't do it, don't worry. The house can handle it.
Tell me more about Vea Relith.
Vea's a born warrior. Hard-headed, stubborn, a real pain in the ass. She can fight like an angry netch, though. I keep trying to get her to join the militia, and she always turns me down.
Why? If she seems like she enjoys fighting to an extent. Maybe it's something about honor? I don't know. Tell me about Vea's disagreement with her father.
That's not my tale to tell. If Councillor Eris or his wife won't speak of the troubles his family has had to deal with in recent weeks, maybe you can ask Vea. If and when you find her.
Okay, can you tell me more about the note?
We started to notice groups of young dark elves gathering in out-of-the-way parts of the city. One of my guards saw them pass a note between them.
Seems very suspicious.
Could be a love poem or a recipe for Kwama cream cocktail. But we suspect it's the way Vea has been keeping tabs on what's been happening in the city.
Why does she have to keep tabs of what's in the city?
May amount to nothing, but the note could give us a lead on where to find Vea.
Okay, well, I will go look for suspicious activity. Let me just get this off my map and respond to my newfound friend. Okay, my newfound friend would like to help me do the fungal grotto, I believe. And he's just saying, do you want to try it? And I'm like, sure, you can power level me through it, because that's totally what was happening back at the near Chu left things. So, do I wait for him to start it, or do I have to start it? Well, while he arranges that, I'm going to go over and find Vea's friends, who seem to be over here. Now, when you said the opposite end of town, I was thinking over in this corner, but okay, if it's over there. That building looks very beautiful from this distance. Beautiful from. Sorry, articulation was very difficult for a moment there.
I can't believe Lord Vivec wouldn't see worshippers today.
He's a living god. I'm sure he was just busy. We should have waited longer.
I know, but we're not getting any younger.
We'll have a chance to see him again. Vivec City isn't that far away, you know.
True. And he's very ill. I wouldn't trust that at all. Ooh, there's another side quest. We'll have to take that shortly. Oh. I get it from a note. Well, that's nice, but not spy on her friends. Okay, before I do that, let's just see what this dude's doing. Just thought I'd prompt this dude into action. So, do I start the dungeon or do you? Do we make a party first? How's it go? Because I got shit to do. So, you know. Aha. Looks like they're in that little alleyway. Come on, buddy. Respond, please. Please. Oh, screw it. Let's go. Oh no, I lied, they're up top. Is it you guys? Oh no, it's these guys down the back.
Get this letter to Drevis. It's important. Just don't let House Redoran get their hands on it.
Oh dear. Okay.
If you think you're being followed, find a place to hide. Good luck.
Am I following this dude, or was I following the one running off? Runner? Ah! Huh. I mean, yes, but I'm kind of following this quest. Bear with me. Give me a few more seconds. I've got to follow this runner. Be back in a sec. Okay, and is that dude picking it up? Jesus Christ.
Stay away from me, I'm warning you!
Who? What? Where? Why? How? You can run through it really quick. Give me a sec, bruh. I'm gonna... I gotta go follow shit. I don't know how, like, we'll restart. God, we're really changing hands, aren't we? Bloody hell. Get out of my way. We're just going on one big lap. Is that the point?
We should drink to something.
Okay.
I can't believe Lord Vivec wouldn't see worshippers today.
Yeah, you already said that, and I'm sorry that's the case, but he is very, very ill. Okay, I got a little close there. Ah, don't go pine trees. Oh, okay. In the inn? Okay. My roll expires in 41 seconds. Well, shit. Okay, cool. I'm ready. Would I like to travel? Do I have to? That shit costs me money. Do I have to travel? Never mind. Okay, we're just going in.